I am doing a real speedrun. Yes, an actual splits. This is not my first speedrun ever. I've done a few of these before. Yes, this will be automatic record as long as I can finish. Expected time, for a first run, I'm expecting like 3 hours. For a good run, like 2.5. This is the first stream I've done actual OT speedrun since August 20th, 2021. I mean, there was also, OMS if you want to count that. I mean, OMS was kind of speedrunny. Since the last time I started, or since the last time I was speedrunning, we now allow intro skip happening. So I actually need to set up a file to skip the intro, and then after that, I will start the run. Alright, time to actually start a speedrun. Hopefully this goes okay. Oh wait, no, I forgot. You're supposed to see up first and then start the speedrun. I haven't done runs with intro skip, okay? Here we go. The N64 pixels, how nostalgic. Hope you guys like the pixels. Alright, first thing to do is escape the forest with absolutely no items. And to do it, it's a very precise trick. By very precise, I mean like precise to 1,000th of a unit or something. So I have to throw the rock perfectly at this guy and then backwalk into it and then talk to the guy frame perfectly. Technically frame perfectly. That's a frame late, I think. Yep. Okay, so I normally wouldn't like completely reset this early in the run. I would just like go at it again. But retrying it is probably like actually as fast as just resetting. So I'm just gonna reset if I fail it. Is that the right frame or is that a frame late? Well, didn't work anyway. Cool run. Is this the hardest trick in the run? Not the hardest trick in the run, but it's bad. It is one of the harder ones. There we go. Alright, I'm out. Also, cool thing about that trick, so that when you talk to the guard, that's unbufferable because you can't talk to NPCs out of a pause buffer. And also, that trick is cool because it's a 2-frame window, but it's 2 non-consecutive frames. So there's a frame that works, a frame that doesn't work, and another frame that works. Which sucks because you don't really want to just aim in the middle because then you'll fail most of the time. So you kind of have to aim for the late frame or the early frame, but I find just aiming for the late frame is better. Did I miss N64 pause buffering? Absolutely not. Give me VC deck. Well, you think it would have been quicker to beat Deku Tree? It would have been more items to beat Deku Tree though, and that's bad. I need less items. Why no 1.0 VC? Because speedruns are required to be done on an official version, and there is no official 1.0 version. Officially, 1.0 has only been released for N64. Got the fast fuss. Actually, I don't know if I got full speed there, but still good. Okay, so this trick is genuinely the worst trick in the run. So you guys know Cuckoo Dive to bomb the well. It's a very basic and easy trick that many people learn very early on. To do it without any items, like I have right here, well, besides Ocarina, I guess, but that doesn't help. To do it like this, I have to use pots, throwing pots at a Cuckoo. So here's the fun thing about Cuckoo, is that it has random health. Cuckoos have random health between 5 and 8 HP, and I don't know what it has. So, this effectively has a 25% chance of working, first try at least. So that's 3. Should I save? No, there's no point in saving here. Saving would just put me back at Pipiri. Okay, 4. So the next pot might trigger the Cuckoo attack, but it might not, and I have no way of knowing, but I have to just go for it. So I have to set up the Cuckoo in the corner here. And I want to make sure the Cuckoo runs directly into the corner just to make it nice and safe. The video quality, yeah, this is Lovely N64 video quality because this run only works on N64 1.0. So I have to throw the Coco in the corner there, go back up here to grab a pot, and then I have to manually try to throw the pot at the Coco, hope I can hit the Coco properly, and then hope that I get the 25% chance that it has 5 HP. And if it doesn't, I have to just retry again. Oh, that was actually a good position, like right off the... Okay, so it's not 5. So it didn't get the 25% chance. Well, now it's 33% chance it works on the next try. So it's also just hard to throw the pot of the Coco in the first place. It's hard to like know that he's gonna be in a good spot because he's moving around all the time. I think that actually would have been good, but I couldn't see. Missed. I think if I threw a tiny bit earlier, I would have hit, but I hesitated. Alright, so there's a few more pots up here I can try with. Coco pulled in Neo. Like, with enough practice, I think this could be doable. He went all the way into the corner. My setup there throws it, like, pretty close to the corner, but not all the way. And he went all the way. There we go. Easy. Easy trick. Alright, time for dumb trick number 3. Okay, so right here, there's this Skulltula, and you're not supposed to be able to get past the Skulltula without any items. But there's this trick. So the Skulltula has a bug where its velocity is actually not paused when you're like in Navitex or paused. And so, you know how the Skulltula like bobs up and down? You can actually manipulate it so that it continues to rise up if you just time pauses properly. Like, if you pay close attention to the Skulltula here, you're gonna see it start to slowly rise in the air. And I'm gonna use that to get around it. I think this one should be good. So now I need to throw a pot of the Skulltula to kill it, and then I need the Skulltula's corpse to push me out of bounds. And this requires a really precise setup. And there we go. Easy trick. And I can swim to bomb choose. And then that's bomb choose without any items except for Ocarina. That's an item though. That is true. I mean, it's low percent items, but low percent doesn't mean absolutely no items. I have 2 items now. I have Ocarina and bomb choose. And they're 2 of only 4 C items I get. The only C items I get are Ocarina, Choose, Boomerang, and Hammer. Okay, honestly, the beginning of this run has gone better than I expected. 11 minutes at Choose is better than I expected. I was thinking like 20 minutes at Choose, so not that bad. Yeah, this will be the previous low percent. So the current low percent all dungeons record gets 16 items. No one's done it with 15 items yet. This was only like a recent thing, recent development. So this should be the first 15 item run. For anyone wondering like what item was cut out, the previous run got Deku Sticks and Bottle instead of Ocarina, and so this run gets Ocarina to cut out those items. Nice. Gotta do dot skip here. Gotta do swordless dot skip. Alright, I'll just buffer it. Alright. So why isn't Ocarina skippable? So Ocarina itself is skippable. It's a matter of trade-off and doing some weird obscure glitches. So this run needs wrong warps, right? Because to skip light arrows to get past Ganondorf, you need to do wrong warps, right? And some other stuff. And normally, when you do wrong warps, you think of Bottle, right? Because you need Bottle to do Ocarina items on the edge of the warps and stuff. So Ocarina also works as a way to do wrong warps. Because, after all, when you do a Bottle, you're just doing Ocarina items. The problem is that Ocarina is not allowed in boss rooms. That's why Bottle is used in the first place, otherwise Ocarina would almost always be used for wrong warps. However, there is a way to use Ocarina in boss rooms, and it involves going to Lon Lon and playing the horse game at Lon Lon. And if you can escape the horse game at Lon Lon, it actually forces Ocarina to always be usable. So, you play the horse game and get out of the horse game, then you can use Ocarina anywhere, including boss rooms, and then you can go to a boss room and do a wrong warp with Ocarina. The only problem is getting out of the horse game is pretty stupid. Oh yeah, that was also 2 more items, Master Sword and, oh, I gotta equip choose. Master Sword and Light Medallion. Oh, so that's not bomb bag. So the bomb on my C button, when you become adult, the game automatically just puts bombs on C. It's not a real item, so it doesn't count towards, percentage. Oh yeah, so going to Lon Lon there, I just need to get rid of that cutscene. That cutscene would mess stuff up if it happened later. Cutscene would cause a wrong warp to crash. So I gotta go straight to DC. DC is gonna be the first real dungeon beaten. Okay, so for KD, I need to feed KD chews by backflipping and pulling a chew at the right time. Like that. It's kind of precise. It's not that hard, but it is a bit tricky. And I really don't want to fail, because also chew count is very tight. Okay, good. Perfect fight. So chew count is super tight this run. This run has to get every single chew chest in the game, which totals up to 45 chews. And those are the only way to get chews in the game, or like under these conditions. Like I can't buy chews, I can't win chews from Bomb Chew Bowling or something. So I'm limited to 45 chews, and if I do every single chew time saving strat in the run, I'm left with 5 spare. And so, and it's very easy to accidentally waste some, because a lot of the tricks are very hard. And also, yeah, so I beat the boss, and I did not go in the blue warp right away. I do need to go in the blue warp. It doesn't count just beating the boss, but I have to do a wrong warp there, and I am not currently able to do a wrong warp. Alright, so here's the really fun trick. So I need to play this horse game here, and I need to nice pose. I need to play the horse game, and I need to escape the horse game. And so the way to escape it is getting pushed by a horse. So there's no way to use any items in here besides Ocarina. But there, are you serious? Okay, so if this horse pushes me, the setup for the trick is over and I have to restart. So, thanks. No, we are not calling it horse pushy. It is horse push. Please. I need to put the horse in a very specific position. So I had to buffer to a very specific frame of the horse running. Okay. And then put it into position. Okay, I'll explain this afterwards, but I need a count here. I need 19 pauses. This is 4, 5. What? No, dude, the horse was loaded. Okay, so the reason that didn't work is one of the things that can make this fail is if one of the other horses is too close to the camera. And so that horse is supposed to be farther away from the camera, but sometimes it just wanders in and it cuts your jump essentially in half. So what's happening there is when you jump into a horse's head and you pause, it actually duplicates the collider of the head. So like it's what is supposed to push you. And so essentially every time I pause, I'm adding more push to my jump. And after like 19 additional pushes, it's enough to jump out of the game. But if another horse is there, its collider also gets added to that number. Because there's a limit to how many the game can handle at once. And so another horse being in range basically just cuts the trick in half. Which is also the reason for this specific camera angle, is to try to unload specifically Epona, who's the closest. There we go. Easy trick. Yeah, so again, there's a limit to how many colliders the game can load at once. I think it's like 50. But there's other colliders in the area too, so it's not all on the horse. But the max number that I can get on that horse specifically is 19. So it just happens to work out that the max number I can get on that horse is exactly the number I need to escape. And so yeah, so the important part of this trick is if you notice my items right now, chews are disabled, but Ocarina is enabled. So this game has a property of always allowing Ocarina, but only allowing Ocarina wherever you go. So I mentioned how Ocarina can't be used in boss rooms normally, but now with this trick it can be used in boss rooms, which means that I can use it for a wrong warp. Alright, here's the wrong warp setup, so this is actually kind of precise. It's over. I missed it. So I have to... I'm gonna get the cutscene here, I'm pretty sure. But you need to cancel Ocarina and repress it frame perfectly without buffering. And yeah, I missed it. So I have to redo all that. I have to redo the horse push. Yeah, it's a frame perfect unbufferable Ocarina input to die there. And I was 1 frame late. Why am I subjecting myself to this run? Because I like hard, unique runs. This run is very hard, but it has a lot of really cool stuff that isn't in any other run. And I like cool tricks, even if they're hard. Alright, easy. First try. Come on. There we go. There we go. That was correct. So this will wrong warp me to Gerudo Training Grounds. Easy. So in Gerudo Training Grounds, this has one of the chew chests that we really need. And it's the smallest chew chest in the game. It only has 5 chews, which really sucks. But even 5 chews is important for this. Alright, there we go. So if you climb to the side and then hold up on the right frame, you can just barely clip through the gates. So I can get this chew chest early. And get out of here. Nope, no ice arrows. Ice arrows are not exactly good for a low percent run. Alright, so now I have to get past Gerudo Fortress to get to Spirit Temple without Gerudo card. Most ways to get past here are like using shield for a hover or hover boots or something. So I'm gonna have to do something completely different. I have to sneak past this guard. So I'm going to do stealth 100 and just get a camera angle and just like casually walk around it. So with the right camera angle, you can call that guard so it's off screen so you can't get caught. And then I need to walk up here. And if I get right on the edge and side hop here, I'll get an anti-gravity glitch where I stick to the ceiling. And then this bypasses the load trigger for the bottom part of Gerudo Fortress, because there's a load trigger separating the top and bottom parts. And then in this area, unloaded, the gate is gone, so I can just walk past the gate and go into Haunted Wasteland. Alright, so Spirit is the hardest dungeon in the run for sure. So to start, I need to do a triple slash clip to get into the child section early. So I need to slash 3 times and check this Armos with Navi. And this puts me inside this pillar. And from inside this pillar, I need to do a really precise jump to get around this crawl space. Because Adult is not supposed to go in crawl spaces. Okay, that's good. Alright, that actually went well. Alright, that was pretty good. Alright, so this is another candidate for worst room in the run. Worst trick in the run. So I have to do the very rare thing of actually collecting those silver rupees here. No run ever gets these silver rupees. And I need to kill all the keys here. Okay, so in this room, I have to do QPA on both of these torches. And normally QPA isn't that bad if you have a shield. Without shield, it's really bad. Because, so I have to run off... So this tree is actually difficult for multiple reasons. So I have to run off this ledge and put away sword and then jump attack next frame. And, it's also really precise on the control stick because in order to, normally you do this off like a small ledge where you can just fall off it without grabbing it. To do it off a ledge where you have to run off it, you have to be running fast enough. Hold on. I might actually get... Oh no. Oh no. I have to bail. So, this is really hard because I have to do it twice really quickly because the first torch only lasts for 10 seconds. But yeah, so I have to run off the ledge and I have to use a really precise control stick position. It's only a 5-unit window where I can both do the trick and also jump off the ledge. Yeah, so this trick is really dumb. This is the hardest trick. This is probably the hardest trick in the run. Hardest non-RNG trick in the run. Okay, 1. So this is the hard part. Because this part I just have to eyeball it. Easy. Okay. Got it. Alright, so that's one of the hardest things done. So I have to get this Armos to push me out of bounds. And so when the Armos first wakes up, there's actually an RNG factor where it's like, it kind of shakes when it wakes up. And we thought that was going to ruin the trick. But we actually found... Oh, I messed it up. We actually found that if you let it go home and about to go back to sleep and then re-aggro it right as it's about to go back to sleep, it activates again without shaking. And so you can actually consistently control its position with no RNG. I just have to roll right then. Then get in this corner. Alright, I'm out of bounds. I just need to do a good jump here. This camera angle is a bit hard to get a good jump for. Especially with this camera. Hello, what is this? I have no idea what this camera is. What is this camera? Okay. I have never seen that camera before. Okay, but that trick was one we thought was gonna be really bad, but after working on a setup, it turned out to be not too bad. So you can skip this iron knuckle fight by jumping on the throne and just jump slashing through the wall. I actually do still have to kill that iron knuckle, but it'll be much easier once I have mirror shield, because I can do crouch stabs. Another item. Yeah, it's nice 1.0 mirror shield. So the next trick, I have to do Spirit Temple statue climb and boss key skip with no explosives, no items whatsoever. It's kind of hard, but not that hard, but it looks pretty cool. It's a lot of cool parkour stuff here, some cool jumps. So hopefully this goes well. It's pretty precise though. Should be good. Alright. Cool. Alright, not that bad. But yeah, that's pretty much the hardest part of the run. Just like getting through Spirit Temple. There's still hard stuff left, but the hard stuff that's left isn't quite as bad. Yeah, Forest is pretty scuffed, so I have to beat Phantom Ganon without bow or hookshot. That's probably the next hardest thing in the run is the Phantom Ganon fight. Because Phantom Ganon, I have to beat Phantom Ganon with hovering, but also without shoes. And so I have to hover off of Phantom Ganon's lightning to hover up to the middle of the arena to hit him with QPA, which I have to set up before the fight starts by getting out of bounds. Well, not out of, like, in between. I have to get, like, inside the ropes of the fight. It is really cool, yeah. Who wins in a scuff-off? Max percent child, Gwei hover, low percent AD, PG hover. Definitely Gwei hover. PG hover isn't nearly as bad as Gwei hover. If I manage to aim the beam down really quickly after hitting them, you get an insane amount of lag where it's like a frame a second. Here. There we go, I got it. You guys like that lag? Next slide, please. Intentional time loss. It's my first run. I won't do that for later runs, but I like showing off that lag. It's funny. Yes, and now your favorite cutscene, guys. The one that's never in rando. Here you go. Alright, Spirit done. Honestly, was expecting the first run to be much worse. Yeah, same. Honestly, the only really bad thing that's happened so far is, I failed the DC wrong warp, which actually cost me less time than I thought it was going to. How much time did it cost me? Okay, it cost me like 6 minutes. That's still pretty bad. Alright, now I gotta get some extra chews. So, Ganon's castle has a chest with 20 chews in it, which is extremely good, but I have to hover to Ganon's castle. And the hover costs 7 chews, so it's net 13 plus, but still good. So there's a 22 chest in the next room, and I have to do the silver rupee puzzle to get there, but I have to hover off this Beamos in order to finish this puzzle. And then this will get me 20 chews in here. Yeah, buying chews requires a wallet upgrade, so buying chews is not an option. Oh yeah, as soon as you exit Ganon's castle without the rainbow bridge, you just fall directly into the lava, so I have to double save warp there. No, you can't get GIM more chews. There is no possible way other than chew chests to get extra chews in this run. I did not almost say get. How would that even make sense in the context of my sentence? Okay, so I just gotta swim out of bounds to Water Temple here. Alright, so water's short but kind of hard. The boss key skip is a bit tricky, and then I had to beat Morpha without hookshot, which is really fun. So I'm gonna hover here with chews. Technically, there actually is a way to hover off the Tektite here and save a bunch of chews, but it's so hard that it's just not worth it. But theoretically, you would save 4 chews if you did Tektite hover here. Did I forget to split again? I haven't done speedruns in a long time. I'm sorry, I'm not used to splitting. Alright, boss key skip here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, buffering is much worse on N64 compared to VC. Alright, so Morpha I have no hookshot for. So the strat for Morpha is jump into the water, jump slash, and hope it hits. And then climb up and hope that Morpha jumps around a bit. And hope you can crouch stab Morpha while jumping. But yeah, the Morpha fight here kind of sucks. And it's easy to die with low health. See? Already got a hit. Oh, I got a hit, okay. So it's gonna be 5 crouch stabs. Dude. Okay. 4. 1 more hit. Okay, easy fight. Alright, the next trick is kind of scary because it costs 2 chews and it could be easy to fail because there's a lot of pause buffering. I might want to save before this, although if I have to reset, it would suck because I'd have to go all the way from Temple of Time back up here. Probably back to Lake Hylia first, really. Just be good. Alright, easy. So I have to go through the rest of Jabu, not the rest of Jabu, up to Boomerang basically normally. Boomerang's unskippable because there's no way to beat Baronade without it. Alright, so here's another Chew Saver actually. Although this one's actually just kind of fast anyway. That might not work actually. Yeah. So I want to Mega Flip off the Beery here to save a Chew. And then you can throw the Boomerang from ground level to hit the switch here. You can also just clip through the door, but it requires a Chew. And I don't want to waste more Chews. I forgot a skull? Good. I am terrified of accidentally getting a Skulltula for no reason. You have no idea how terrifying it is to go from Rando, where you want to collect every item, to low percent, where you have to skip everything. Every chest is a jump scare. Yeah, Baronade without Nuts kind of sucks. Nuts speed this fight up a lot, and makes the fight a lot simpler. It's not that bad without Nuts, it's more just annoying, but still. Prefer to have Nuts here. Alright, next up is Fire Temple, which is also kind of hard. I effectively have to do Fire Temple without getting hit. Oh yeah, I forgot that cutscene. It's kind of funny as adult. Haven't watched this cutscene as adult in a very long time. Problem with this route is you have to watch Ruto's cutscenes. It's funny though. This run would not be faster on IQ, this run has to be done on 1.0 due to some exclusive glitches. Alright, so I'm actually going back into Dongo's Cavern to take some damage from a Fire Keys. So next thing I'm doing is setting up having 1/16th health. So this game keeps track of health in increments of 16ths, not just quarters like it looks like. But the only thing that does damage in less than quarter increments is fire and ice damage. So I was just sitting there taking fire damage from that keys, and I tried to cancel the fire damage at just the right time so that I would get an increment of like 1/16th. And so now, right now I have exactly 1/16th health left. And the reason I want, so this is like the lowest possible health you can have without dying. And the reason I want this is when you're in a heated area, like where you need Goron Tunic, the game gives you 1 second for every 1/8 of a heart you have. But if you have less than an 1/8 of a heart, if you have 1/16th of a heart, it just doesn't bring up the timer at all. So when I go into Death Mountain Crater and then Fire Temple, I just won't have the timer at all. The downside being I can't get hit. And also, in order to get to Death Mountain Crater without wasting another Chew, I need to clip through the wall here. There's a fairly particular ledge clip here. I have to clip through the ledge, and then most ledge clips are really simple, you just kind of drop down immediately. But this one I have to look for a specific frame. I think that's actually it. Oh wow, okay, that was actually faster than it usually goes. That was actually really good. Alright, so here in Death Mountain Crater, I'm not going to have any heat timer. So this is another thing where I want to save Chews. I could use a Chew to Mega Flip to the mountain to skip the Bolero cutscene, but I'm going to do something else to get to Fire Temple without anything. So I have to do a very precise setup to do a seam walk out of bounds here. Alright, and now I have to jump slash on a slippery slope until I land right in front of Fire Temple. So those rolls there, that was actually rolling up a very precise seam, like a seam walk. So it wasn't just like walking up the mountain, it was a very tight line. But then I can use that to walk all the way to Fire Temple without any explosives and without triggering the Bolero cutscene. Yeah, Bolero would count as an item. Any song counts as an item. But this run manages to get no songs. No songs, but we still need Ocarina for realm warping. Skulls do count. Thankfully, skulls are very easy to skip. There would be no reason to ever get them. I did safety save as soon as I entered, yeah. Although safety saving in fire doesn't really help that much. Because I'd have to... Cool. I think I rolled like a frame late there. You have to roll over the lava there, but I must have done it a tiny bit late. I was gonna say, safety saving doesn't really help that much in fire, because I have to... Here, I'm gonna do the easy, safe way for this. It's kind of slow, but it's safer. Yeah, I have to reset up 1/16 health, so it doesn't help that much. I actually am gonna get some health in this room and then take some intentional damage later. So, you see that the timer comes up immediately again. So next time I need a heat timer, or like next time a heat timer would come up, I need to get back to low health. But I can manage with some health before then. The purpose for this is I get to do a much easier method of block skip here. So I can take some intentional damage to get myself back down, because I still have that 1/16th increment, so when I got the 2 hearts there was 2 hearts plus 1/16th. So as long as I take exactly 2 hearts again, then I'll be fine. Uh-oh. So I actually have to do QPA again for this fight, because the only way I would normally be able to hit Flare Dancer is with... Oh god. Oh god. Okay, I have to hope that that didn't do any fire damage to me, but I can't really tell yet because of how health increments work. Okay, this fight is kind of scary. I'm gonna wait the fire out. There we go. Dude. So luckily, Flare Dancer doesn't actually do damage. Flare Dancer only does residual fire damage, which is good, but kind of weird. Okay. So there's a pretty good chance I took some damage there from fire. I can't really know until the next time I get hit, but this is potentially going to be a problem. So I'm going to try to take damage from a fire case as soon as I open the chest. If it still looks like I have 1 1/4, then I'm good. But if it looks like I have 1 heart, then I'm bad. 1 heart, that's really bad. So I'm gonna have to... How do I want to do this? Okay, I need to kill this guy. This is gonna be awkward. Actually, wait, I probably want this. Actually, do I want... Actually, I don't know if that's what I wanted at all. Take fall damage. Fall damage would have killed me, because I had exactly 1 heart, not 1 in 1/16. Are you serious? How come it's either fairy or nothing? Okay, but now... Okay, I'm gonna need 2 hearts. I'm gonna need one more heart. And then I'm gonna need another hit from a fire keys. This is so awkward. Note to self, don't be bad in the future. Oh, nice. This isn't helping. Yeah, maybe I should have taken the fairy. Okay, this is what I want. 2.5. Okay, I should definitely be at 1/16th now. I'm gonna take 2 hits from the boulder. Or, okay, now 1 heart of damage will put me at 1/16th. I didn't realize this room actually had the perfect setup for getting 1/16th health. Or not perfect, but like, the things you need. It has the supplies I need for 1/16th health. Alright, and now you see I have no timer again here. Alright, so the reason I need hammer is because there's no way to beat Volvagia without hammer. But all I need is to store it as power crouch stab, and then I can just crouch stab for the rest of the fight. So I'm actually going to unequip hammer here and use boomerang. And I'm going to try to use boomerang on Volvagia in the air. And if I can manage to get 3 hits, I'll skip a cycle. If I can get 6 hits on the first one, I can skip 2 cycles, but that's super unlikely. Okay, as long as I get 1 hit on the next phase, I'll get a cycle skip. Okay. So it'll be a 3 cycle fight. Oh my god, that rock. That rock was going for me. Don't remember it being so laggy on N64? Yeah, it was this laggy. Your childhood was this laggy and this low resolution. Alright. Yeah, nostalgia goggles are real and they're powerful. Fire Temple's not the worst part of the run. Fire honestly should have gone a lot better. It was me being bad, not so much Fire being bad. Oh yeah, so I died before I hit the blue warp. That's too bad. So that's not a cutscene skip or anything. I do intentionally need to leave. I cannot go into the blue warp yet because I need to wrong warp. And do you guys know what wrong warping means? Time for another horse push. There we go. Yeah, it's always 19 pauses. 19 is just the max push you can get before the game starts not loading extra colliders to push you. So going back into Fire Temple, I need a boss key skip a second time. So I need to go all the way up Fire Temple back to the Fire Maze room and just do a second boss key skip. Luckily, the second trip is much easier. No, it's actually not faster to get Fire boss key. It ends up being faster to do this. Alright, so here's where I can boss key skip again. And then after this, I do a wrong warp. I hope that wasn't late. Okay, should be good. Alright, so because of the horse glitch, I can use Ocarina there to do a wrong warp. And this wrong warps me to Forest Temple. So this wrong warp is really important because to get into Forest Temple from the front way, you actually always get the minuet split. There's no way to avoid minuet getting into Forest Temple except for wrong warping in. Alright, so this is probably the hardest boss fight, Phantom Ganon, because I do not have hookshot and I do not have bow. So I need to beat him with hovering, which is not easy. Hovering and QPA. Alright, so I gotta get ISG first. I need to hover... So I need to hover in between the ropes here. Because it's the only way to set up getting empty jump slash QPA from falling off a ledge. Should be good. Nope. Sometimes the hover can be... There's like slight variability in that hover. And you need to... After doing the hover, you need to land inside the ropes. And if you're a bit too high, then you end up getting pushed outside the ropes. Luckily, I can just save inside forest, and it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, true count is very strict. Are you serious? This trick is insane. You haven't even seen the actual fight. The actual fight is worse. Yeah, this is the easy part. The hover here that I have to do to get in between the ropes, this is the easy part. Okay, this time I think it should work. Okay. I'm gonna fail it. Wait, can I stop here? Nope. I missed a visual cue. Because I have to hold up for one frame, the next frame up plus A, and then the frame after that up plus B. And I missed one frame. There we go. Alright, that's supposed to be the easy part. So now I have QPA active, so that's a glitch where my sword gets glitched sword damage and has a bunch of different properties. And one of them is hookshot slash bow property. Well, hookshot and bow separately. And I don't have hookshot and bow, so my only way to hit Phantom Ganon here is to get that property on my sword and then hit him with my sword. The problem is he's in the air, and so I need to hover. But I also don't want to use choose to hover because I'm so tight on choose. So I have to hover off of his lightning attack mid-fight to hover to the center of the arena. Got the triple. Managed to get 3 hovers in 1, which is kind of hard there. So hovering in this fight isn't super precise. Like, I don't really need to pause buffer this, but pause buffering helps me make sure I get in a pretty good position. Because the positioning can be the trickiest part of this. Or like the trickiest part of hitting him after I'm done with this. Okay, if everything went well, I should be in a good position to hit him now. It's easiest if I use hammer, because the hitbox extends up a bit. So now, hopefully, when he comes into range, he'll just walk into my hammer and get hit. Like that. Perfect. And I just need that to happen 3 times. This is gonna end up being the hardest run ever. Probably not the hardest run ever, but it's definitely one of the harder OOT runs for sure. 2. Alright, hardest part's over. So one cool thing here is Boomerang is actually kind of OP on Phantom Jamming. Boomerang kind of just auto-stuns. Because when you throw the Boomerang at him, he spins his staff trying to like defend himself. And he's actually vulnerable during that short period, but the Boomerang both makes him spin his staff and hits him. So it's basically just an auto-stun, and you just can't do anything against it. Which is funny, considering you're not supposed to use Boomerang on him. Okay, so the rest of the run, there's nothing too difficult for the rest of the run. There's still a few moderately difficult things. But we're past the really hard stuff. The run is free from here. Relative to everything else, the run is free, sure. Okay, so now I have to clip into Deku. I need to do some camera manipulation stuff here. So, this trick is called Mustache Clip. You clip through the Deku Tree's mustache to clip in without any items. Okay, that actually went really well. That trick isn't super difficult, but there's just a lot of pause buffering involved in it. Nice. So there's a cool... Mirror Shield can't actually reflect Deku Nuts from Scrubs, despite the name being Mirror Shield. So without Hylian Shield, I actually have no way to reflect the nuts back at the Scrubs, but luckily you can actually use the hammer. Although specifically you need to use the hammer with some specific camera angles to call the Scrubs so that they actually pop out in the right order. That's why I had to do, like, I had to get in that corner and do some weird movement there. So luckily the Boomerang can knock Goma down. Without the Boomerang, you'd actually have to use a Chew to knock Goma down, and the Chew method really sucks. Although, also, if you don't have Chews, there's another method. You can knock Goma down with only your sword, with a sword slash extension, which is when you slash your sword and then pause 50 times, and then it makes your sword really long, and you can technically use that to beat Goma. Interesting that Boomerang is effective against earlier bosses. Yeah, I think most likely Goma's just programmed to be effective against projectiles in general, like, because Hookshot also works. Yes, I will need a 3rd horse push. That'll be the final one for the final wrong warp. But before that, I need to go to Shadow and beat Shadow. Shadow's somewhat straightforward. It's straightforward speedrun-wise, because it does basically the same trick that a regular speedrun would do. Slightly modified. How do you know where to go with everything in Chinese? Because I speak Chinese. Yeah, I'm actually fluent. Plus 1,000 social credit. Nice. I can't prove it to you right now, though. No, I can't do that. It's... I'm too tired to prove it to you right now. Sorry. Fewer items than 15 is not currently possible. This is the lowest possible right now. Good thing I saved as soon as I entered. I will not open up the chest. I will not open Hope's chest. I will fight every urge to open the chest. No good item will be in there. I will not find light arrows there. I will not find boomerang there. It will be an item that kills my run. There is no hook shot in there. See, look at me getting into position. Oh, actually, that didn't really matter because now my angle's gonna be changed. Alright, so I gotta do an out of bounds clip to the boss door. So the reason I need to at least spawn the chest is because that chest is actually needed for the mega flip. Because it boosts my mega flip up a little bit. That allows me to clip. Nope. Perfect. So the collision that I was standing on was the unloaded room in front of the boss door. But you can't open the boss door without it being loaded, even if I had the boss key. So I had to do a second, another clip, a ledge clip a ledge clip plus damage boost to get through the boss door. Yeah, missing the ledge clip there really sucks. Thankfully the bongo fight's relatively easy. Especially when he just runs into me like that. He did half the fight for me. I should just be able to do this. Yeah, nice. Love this trick. So easy. Alright, time for round 3. Technically 4, because I failed it once and had to redo it. Alright. That was pretty good. So now this will let me use Ocarina in Goma's room, and then I can wrong warp to Ganon's castle. We gotta clip into Deku a second time. Why is it called mustache clip? Because you're clipping through the Deku tree's mustache. See, his mustache is right there. Alright. Back in. Now it's just wrong warp. Alright. Okay, there's still one trick left. I still have to do the Void Warp, which is kind of hard under these conditions. I have to get into a certain position, and then... Wait, don't hit me, please. Okay, cool. I need 2 more frames. There we go. Alright, and then this should Void Warp me. Down to the very end of Castle Escape, and then I just have to not get hit in the last room. Dude. Couldn't do the setup for the kiss, I had to go for the manual kiss. And missed it. Slow motion fight. Yeah, the lag here is pretty bad. It's like 25 seconds slower than on PC. Like, that's an insane amount of time to boost a lag. Okay, surprisingly a decent fight, actually. Alright. There we go. First low percent all dungeons, 15 items run done. Yeah, that is the 1.0 blood. This run is done on 1.0. But yeah, cool. Yeah, this run is really fun. It's super hard, but it's fun hard. So yeah, my estimate of about 3 hours for my first run was pretty close. And I think I can definitely save like 20-30 minutes on this for sure. So my estimates look pretty solid. Okay, but yeah, I can show off IQ a bit real quick. Give me a second to set stuff up. And here's IQ. So how does the quality look actually? I haven't really been testing the quality. How much better or worse does it look compared to N64 that I was just playing on? Same? If it's same, it's really good, because this is S-Video, where the N64 was HDMI. Strangely fast? Yeah, because IQ actually has no lag. There's literally no lag anywhere ever. Except input lag when I'm playing through OBS, because I do not have this hooked up to my CRT. I think pause buffering's better than N64, but not quite as good as VC. Actually, no, this is pretty good. Definitely a lot faster for sure. Alright, but anyway, I think I'm gonna stop for now, guys. I'll see you guys later. Oh, we got some wobblies. Nice. Good way to end the stream. Ah, the classic cursed analog video that slowly fades out worse and worse. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.